Today at 4, Mobile County is looking to buy out homes in certain areas. Find out which neighborhoods are being targeted and the reason why.
The Eastern Shore is getting ready for its first Mardi Gras parade of the season. I'm Lenise Lagan live in Daphne, where the good times are getting ready to roll.
And we are tracking beautiful weather for the parades. It feels so much better. We're in the low 70s right now. We'll keep an eye on those temperatures. There's still a little bit of change in the forecast. More on that for the weekend coming up.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Well, hello, and thank you for looking in on your Friday. We have finally made it to the weekend. I'm Shelby Myers. We appreciate you joining us for Fox 10 News at 4. Well, we're in the thick of things. Mardi Gras season continues, and it's rolling tonight in Baldwin County. Apollo's Mystic Ladies are going to be riding. My co-anchor Lenise Lagan is in Daphne right now ahead of the parade. She joins us live. Lenise, you always have the best time. You're going to be on that float, or on a float, the Fox 10 float, I guess, in just a few hours in this parade, too.
Absolutely, Shelby. Wish you were here with me. Of course, it is always a good time. As you know, the Apollo's Mystic Ladies kicking off the Mardi Gras parade season for the Eastern Shore. And yeah, I've got some floats. Let's take a look. You know, the ladies bring a good time when they come out here, and this is just some of what you're going to see on the floats tonight. They are not stingy by any stretch of the imagination. You've got beads, you've got plushies, you've got more beads, and all of this is going to be eagerly waiting for the kids as they are lining up in Old Town Daphne there. So this parade will start at 6:45 just through the streets of Old Town Daphne, and Fox 10 will have a float in the parade. We will be showing that to you coming up a little later. You've got 10 floats in this parade. The theme this year, rhinestones and revelry. So that's why you can see some of the rhinestones on some of those plush animals there. You're going to have some Shriners in this float. I've also heard something about, you know, a certain performance that's going on. We'll have to get to that when we find out more information. But this is the start of the Mardi Gras season, and we are happy to be here. The Apollo's Mystic Ladies, you see some of them running in behind me now, trying to get ready for the parade. And as soon as we get closer to the start time, we're going to check back in with you. A reminder that the streets will start to close around this area at 6 o'clock, just so things are safe for all the families out here tonight. But we are looking forward to a great time. The weather is perfect. Shelby, I'm going to throw it back to you in the studio. For now, reporting live in Daphne, Lenise Lagan, Fox 10 News.
Yeah, it is so nice out there. It's warmed up compared to yesterday. But don't worry, if you're in Mobile, don't want to travel, the Mardi Gras fun is continuing in downtown Mobile tonight, too. The Order of Incas parade starts at 6:30. It's going to be followed by the Order of Chaos. Both parades are going to be on Route A. And keep in mind, you can keep up with all things Mardi Gras with a free Fox 10 Float Tracker app. It's going to let you know where the start of the parade is at any moment. You'll also find parade routes, a schedule, and the important weather forecast for those parades. The Fox 10 Float Tracker app is available now, and you can find it in the Apple app and Google Play stores. And don't worry if you can't make it, Fox 10 has you covered. We're going to be streaming the parades on the Fox 10 Gulfstream app, which you can download on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV. And that's going to continue all the way up until Fat Tuesday. So maybe you're thinking, how do I do that? How do I download the Gulfstream app? Well, we're going to show you, okay? We've been talking about this throughout all of our newscasts lately. This is a Roku, so we've got it plugged in. I've got the Roku remote, and all you're going to do is come to the side. We've already got it downloaded, of course, because we use it here. But if you don't have it downloaded, you're just going to go down to search, and then you're going to type in, or you can use this handy dandy little voice to text and say Gulfstream. It's going to pull it up for you. So simple, so easy. You're going to scroll over, click on it, and then it's going to say download. You'll download, go through all those steps. Again, we already have it downloaded here on our TV. So I'm going to open the app and show you what it's all about. It is really such a cool tool. I love to use it. If I miss our newscast because I'm here working on a story during those newscasts, I go home, I watch it on the Gulfstream. So this is live right now. This is our It's a little delayed, obviously, but this is what's going on right now on Fox 2 News at 4. You can scroll down and see your weather forecast now. Unwritten legends of the Gulf Coast, all of those are on here as well. And then there's so many other things to take a look at. We've got a weather news, previous newscast, and then a Mardi Gras tab. So you're going to be able to find Mardi Gras news, a rewind, Carnival Museum details, past parades, Mardi Gras info, everything you need to know right there. So it's just a really cool tool to have in the palm of your hands, so you can search and see our past newscasts, the weather forecast, Mardi Gras coverage as well. If you can't watch it, can't be there at the parade, you can watch it here on the Roku app or your Apple TV, or whatever the case may be. Just download that Gulfstream app.
All right, looking out there right now, you can see the cars coming in and out of the tunnel. You know those barricades are going up soon here for our Mardi Gras parade this evening. We've got the Order of Inca in downtown Mobile, and as Lenise will be telling us more about, we've got parades in Daphne, and the weather just turned out wonderful.
Okay, yes, I was outside for lunch, and I was like, oh, it's not as cool as it was yesterday. I was chilly yesterday. You needed a nice little jacket. Today, you didn't have to have one at all. The sun was shining. It was just beautiful, and it's going to continue into the night to be a little bit warmer than yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we had frost on the windshield this morning, and then now it's very comfortable. We're in the low 70s. There will be a little minor correction on the temperatures this weekend. We'll see a little bump down, but we're still going to be in the 60s tomorrow. 73 is our current temperature right now in downtown Mobile. And the winds are fairly light. We've seen a little bit of a breeze at times. We've got a front that's about to come through. And so our temperatures don't look that bad for tonight initially. They're going to kind of work their way down through the 50s by 10 o'clock. But after midnight, we will see a northerly wind picking up. And by daybreak tomorrow morning, it's going to be a little colder in the area. Tomorrow's high is only in the low 60s as we've got a little dry air front that will pass through. No rain with that. For tonight's Mardi Gras parade, we've got an Order of Inca, and that is at 6:30, mostly clear and pleasant. Then in Daphne at 6:45, we've got Apollo's Mystic Ladies, a big one along the eastern shore. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Perfect Mardi Gras weather this evening. Overnight, we will drop down to the low 40s. It gets chilly, especially late, with a northerly wind. Skies will be mostly clear. We'll talk more about the cooler temperatures for Saturday and Saturday night, and look ahead to next week and all those Mardi Gras parades and forecast coming up.
I'm glad to report that we have arrested Jalinda Smith, and she is currently on her way here to the sheriff's office. We are still waiting word from the medical examiner's office as to the exact cause of death.
Well, breaking news out of Florida now. Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons there says they have arrested someone, Jalinda Smith, in the death of a 5-year-old boy. She is facing charges in her own son's death, according to the sheriff. I was just told this is a homicide investigation. According to investigators, the boy's body was found in a trash bag dumped on the side of Lillian Highway near the water. Right now, Sheriff Simmons again says they are still waiting for the medical examiner's office to determine an exact cause of death. Jalinda Smith is being questioned right now, I'm told, and she will be booked into the Escambia County Jail a little bit later on. We're taking a look into Smith's past and finding this isn't her first run-in with the law. I'm going to have more on that part of the story coming up on Fox 2 News at 5. Well, for now, new at 4, Mobile County wants to buy out homeowners on 4 flood-prone streets off Bellingrath Road. Money for the buyout program comes from federal grants, approved after Hurricanes Sally and Zeta in 2020. The county's director of grants says the county selected about 50 homes based on flood data and feedback from the Public Works Department.
And this is one of the really big hot spots, and there's no alternative solution because of the topography of the area, the way that the drainage works there. So this was identified as kind of the only solution for that problem.
The federal money does have restrictions. It must target low-income areas, and that rules out many waterfront properties in the higher-income neighborhoods. There are mixed reactions to this proposal. You're going to hear from some residents who would be impacted by the buyout, and that's coming up in less than an hour on Fox 10 News at 5.
All right, here's what we're seeing on the roadways right now, and you can see how traffic is moving right now. It looks good in this picture, but you're looking towards Mobile, and when you get closer to the tunnel, we're starting to see some slowdowns, and we do have some issues here on the Bayway. It looks like eastbound coming up out of the Wallace Tunnel, there is a slowdown here from just outside the tunnel past the Battleship over to the crossover there, and we're also keeping an eye on some delays on US 31, but it looks pretty good in Baldwin County. Pensacola all clear for now. We're going to watch that traffic because we'll get closer to the rush hour. That being a Friday, may see some delays, and we've got Mardi Gras stuff going on too. So more on your traffic coming up.
All right, Jason, thank you. Turning our attention to national headlines now. Luigi Mangione had an outburst in court. It happened during a hearing in which a judge set a date for his state murder trial, June 8th, 3 months before his federal case. Mangione spoke out as he was being escorted out of the courtroom, saying this was the same trial twice and that it was, quote, double jeopardy by any common sense judgment. Mangione's attorneys also spoke against the state trial date, as they say they'll be swamped preparing for the federal one. Judge Gregory Caro says he reached his decision after a lengthy discussion with prosecutors and defense lawyers. He says the state trial could be delayed until September 8th if an appeal delays the federal trial. Continuing coverage now, the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to the safe return of Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy. It comes as the White House promises the full support of the federal government. Fox News correspondent Alexandra Hoff has more.
Days after Nancy Guthrie went missing, state and local authorities are still leading the investigation, but the Trump administration says any requests for federal resources will be immediately accommodated.
We're working with the locals. Breaks my heart for Savannah and for her family. I know she's asked for all of our prayers.
It comes as the FBI cracks down on attempts to profit from Nancy's disappearance, and on Thursday brought charges against a California man for texting the Guthrie family demanding Bitcoin payment.
The FBI and law enforcement are only in an advisory capacity here. There's a lot of digital exhaust, a lot of digital evidence out there that they're grinding through.
The agency says those text messages have not been linked to a ransom demand that was sent to TMZ and other local TV stations. It contains 2 deadlines, one for 5 p.m. yesterday and another for this Monday. Her family is pleading with possible kidnappers.
We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
Authorities are still working to identify suspects or persons of interest in this case. The New York Post reports that days before Nancy was taken, a close neighbor called police to tell them about an unmarked white van that had been parked on their street.
Every little piece of evidence, every little piece of forensic examination is questioned by us, because it has to be. We want to be accurate.
President Trump spoke with Savannah Guthrie this week and promised to send more federal agents to Arizona if needed. At the White House, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
Well, investigators are deploying an AI crime analysis system to search for Nancy Guthrie. They're pulling data from cell phone towers and license plate readers. The Pima County Sheriff's Office, FBI, and Tucson Police are feeding this information into a system called CopLink. There are 41 cell phone towers within a 3-mile radius of Guthrie's home and 202 license plate readers. Neighborhood doorbell cams could provide additional footage, but many are obscured by the landscape. Guthrie's iPhone last connected to her pacemaker around 2 a.m. the night she disappeared. Well, still ahead here on Fox News at 4, students at MGM learn to grow and care for plants. They've been facing a new challenge now. Find out how they're fighting the freeze next. Also, photogs shoot very small to come up real big, and a botched product ends up doing big business. All of this is in your Take a Look at This, but first let's take a look outside at Orange Beach. Such a beautiful day out there. You don't see that many people on the beach. Of course, we are not in season for the beach, but a lot of people getting ready for those Mardi Gras parades tonight in Baldwin County and Mobile County. It's going to be some nice weather. A full look at your forecast for all of that coming up.
An important story with more details and more angles.
In depth with Sarah Wall, mornings at 9 on the Fox.
Well, the cold stretch we've had is offering students at Mary G. Montgomery High School a unique learning experience. As Fox 10's Lee Peck shows us, horticulture students are having to pivot to keep their crops alive.
Shut the door, try and get
all the way in.
There's never a shortage of things to do at Mary G. Montgomery's Academy of Agribusiness.
Shove the piece of tarp up underneath so no air is getting through there, no cold air.
The last 2 weeks, the heaters have been working overtime as horticulture students make sure the program's 7 greenhouses stay insulated.
Right now, we have spring plants that we're getting ready for. These are pepper plants. They don't like much below 60 degrees. And if you've noticed the weather here lately, it has not been 60 degrees consistently. So that changes how we do things. I really like how y'all came up with putting tags in every 6-pack this year.
This is teacher Emily Dent's 8th year leading the program. In addition to more than 10 varieties of peppers, the students are also growing tomatoes, zucchini, squash, and cucumbers.
Maybe try and do just a little bit deeper. I know that this is a little dry, but try and get them just a little bit deeper.
Spring flowers are also starting to show.
It's hard to believe that they're already blooming.
The reason that put me into this program was my grandfather wanted his own garden.
2 years later,
These are impatient.
senior Sky Christian has learned a lot.
So the learning process is very unique. I feel like it's different than learning in a classroom. You know, in a classroom, you sit down, you're taking notes, and it's like a lecture. But out here, it's hands-on. You learn as you go. We haven't had weather this cold like this for a consistent time span, and so it's been something that we've had to learn to deal with.
Working with Mother Nature.
I have a lot of love for this organization and what we do out here.
It's a case where only the strong survive.
These are meant to be in 70+ degrees. These are sun impatiens.
Last week's bitter cold killing some plants, others showing frostburn.
Some of them will recover.
So it was a little disappointing to see a lot of that work go to basically waste.
Learning experience?
It's definitely a learning experience because you get to see you get to see what works and what doesn't, so you can constantly be changing the way that you work and the way that you plant.
Hey, I'm gonna tuck it up here, and then if you want to start down there tucking it.
Completely hands-on.
Gotta be a soft touch.
These Vikings are getting a little dirty.
Here you go, look at you. See, perfect.
And growing in more ways than one.
I'm impressed.
At MGM, Lee Peck, Fox 10 News.
That is a class I needed to take because I cannot keep a plant alive. So good on those students for taking it. Now they will make beautiful plants in the future, especially in the spring. And in March, Lee tells us the plants will be ready for purchase and all proceeds go back into that program at MG.
All right, outside right now from downtown Mobile, our Dolphins cam looking out towards the north end of Mobile Bay. All In Credit Union is the sponsor, and the day is looking beautiful. We're going to see a nice evening, too, although the numbers will drop a little. You'll definitely need a light jacket if you have dinner plans tonight or evening plans. We're in the 50s, and then into the early morning hours, the upper 50s. Eventually, it will get chilly again tomorrow. In the morning early, and tomorrow our daytime high is going to be about 10 degrees lower than it was today. So hopefully you're soaking in all this warmth. It does come back, but we're getting little setbacks with these little minor fronts that come through. It's still February. 72 beautiful degrees in Mobile. 67 in Pensacola. We're at 71 Molino and Atmore, 69 in Monroeville. It is cooler near the water. We've got 64 in Gulf Shores, and so the Gulf has gotten real chilly from all these fronts, and it takes forever for the water temperatures to warm back up, and so temperatures usually struggle along the immediate coast, even though the inland areas are pretty comfortable. Satellite radar picture looks clear, no problems here. High-risk futurecast keeps it pretty clear overnight tonight. A little weak front works through the area tonight, but you won't notice any change really with rain or cloud cover or anything. We don't expect any of that. Our forecast low temperatures, because that weak front comes through, I know it's frosty this morning. It probably won't be as cold tomorrow morning, but there'll be a breeze to go along with this, so it may feel about the same. We're looking at lower 40s with our temperatures, a cool start to our Saturday morning, and the upper 30s to the north as that front will be reaching some of those inland areas first. And then temperatures will be a little different tomorrow. Now we have a lot of Mardi Gras parades, and this will serve as your day planner for tomorrow for the entire area as well. And for the day parades tomorrow, we're looking at lower 60s, so you can't just run out there in a short sleeve shirt tomorrow. You're going to need a long sleeve shirt and maybe a light jacket because we'll have a little breeze and highs only in the low 60s. And then for the evening parades, we're going to see decent weather as our temperatures will be getting down into the lower 50s by 7 p.m. It will be a frosty night. Our forecast, it gets a little bit cooler and then it warms up again. 64 for a high on Saturday. And then Sunday will be a lot like today. Next week, we're going to be there with our temperatures. Highs in the low 70s. The only concern will be a little patchy fog each morning and maybe a couple of isolated showers. We've got parades all the way across the board. And checking it out, you can see our rain chances at around 20 to 30% each day.
All right, Jason, thank you. An annual competition challenges photographers to travel the globe to reveal worlds hidden within our own, exclusively through the use of micro and macro photography. And the results are just stunning. You have to see them. So Jeremy Roth reveals the cream of the crop in today's Take a Look at This.
Up close and very, very personal. That's the specialty a host of incredible artists use to make up the winner's circle of the 7th annual Close-Up Photographer of the Year competition. The latest edition attracted over 12,000 entries from 63 countries, judged by a jury of photographers, scientists, journalists, and editors across multiple categories, all equally fascinating, fantastical, and sometimes frightening in their depictions of nature's hidden wonders. But in the end, it was this unique inside-out view of a soft coral bloom that took the top prize. The Australian artist said the surreal shot was captured by carefully threading a tiny probe lens up through the coral's branches without disturbing them. It just goes to show that in this highly specialized field, you don't necessarily have to go far, you just have to get very, very close. Speaking of, ooh, so close, take a look at a stuffed animal in China that missed the mark during the production process, but ended up becoming a sensation for its funny, frowny facial flaw. According to the New York Times, the plush horse produced to celebrate the Year of the Fire Horse in the Chinese zodiac was supposed to have a smile, but an error in production sent it out with a frown instead. However, the company decided not to turn that frown upside down, instead leaning into the goof after the botched product, known now as the crying horse, gained viral popularity for what some say perfectly embodies what has been a rough year for the Chinese economy. The lesson here, kids, it's only a mistake if it doesn't sell. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
All right, well, coming up on Fox 10 News at 4, of course, we are going to be talking all things entertainment. You don't want to miss it. It's right after this.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance. The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance, sponsored by Lexus.
Are here to provide Medicare guidance you can trust. Call with your questions or enroll today.
Welcome back. Book sales are heating up from some steam on the small screen. It turns out a lot of those heated rivalry viewers are readers too. HarperCollins reported record revenue in the second quarter of $633 million. That's a spike of 6%. The publisher says a massive spike in the Game Changers book series is a big part of that. Heated Rivalry is one of the volumes in Rachel Reed's 7-book series. It tells the stories of various gay hockey players. The TV adaptation became a huge hit for HBO Max. The network imported it from Canada, where it was originally developed for the Crave streaming service there. HarperCollins says it also saw a lot of success with books in its faith segment and the Wicked series. Well, Disney fans looking to tie the knot will soon have 2 creepy new options. The Haunted Mansion at Disneyland will open its doors to host weddings starting in July. Ceremonies will take place in the attraction's outdoor courtyard. It can hold up to 25 guests, so it's going to be a micro wedding. Also starting in May, the Haunted Mansion Parlor will start hosting weddings on the Disney Destiny cruise ship. As of now, the Haunted Mansion at Disney World in Florida is not available as a wedding venue. I wonder how much that cost. Need to look into that. A big honor now for Bill Nye. The Emmy-winning science guy will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 4th Annual Children's and Family Emmy Awards. He's going to be honored at a ceremony in New York on March 1st. If you're like me, you remember seeing him on your TVs every Saturday morning, I believe. Bill Nye, the science guy, and all his genius, just telling us all the things. Loved it. Well, next up, we're going to dive into those big breaking stories headlining your news at 5. And then this.
States are known as the laboratories of democracy, so they're often places too that inspire Congress to do something as well.
New consumer laws taking effect in several states this year. Next, the changes that could matter to you even if you don't live there. But first, Jason.
It's wonderful outside right now. Shelby, temperatures are in the low 70s. It feels great. It will be a little cooler, though, at times this weekend. We'll check it all out in your forecast coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Welcome back in. Let's take a look at what we're working on for your most local news at 5. First, we're getting new details about a proposed solar farm in North Baldwin County. What we're now learning from a county commissioner about this controversial project. And then cracking down on credit card skimmers. The Secret Service checking hundreds of businesses for those devices, what they're teaching the owners about how to spot those skimmers. And our Mardi Gras coverage continues tonight. We're going to preview the Order of Inca parade in downtown Mobile with a live report. Parades in Daphne tonight as well. We'll have those stories and more in about 30 minutes from now on Fox 10 News at 5.
All right, looking out there right now, look at the blue skies. It's beautiful across the area. Our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai camera is looking great across the area. We're seeing wonderful conditions outside. And if you get a pretty picture of this sunset, share it with us on our free Fox 10 weather app. It's really easy to do. If you download the app, you just scroll down. Also on our Fox 10 weather app, we have an update on a lot of the Mardi Gras parade forecasts that are going on in the area this evening. Here's a look at what's ahead for us forecast-wise. And we're not totally done with the chilly nights. We've got a little mini front that comes through this weekend, and we may get some frost in here on Sunday morning. It looks like it'll be a little bit cooler there. Working our way into next week, we start to get back into some milder temperatures with our morning lows and our daytime highs. Tomorrow, it's going to be about 10 degrees cooler than today. So just go ahead and prepare on needing some jackets and stuff. We'll start out in the mid 40s. We're going to end up into the low 60s into the afternoon. And looking at the Mobile area tomorrow, you can see we'll start out in the mid 40s and get up into the low 60s in the afternoon here as well. So we do have decent conditions for tomorrow. Our satellite radar picture here, completely clear, no rain in sight. Things are looking pretty good, and the forecast going forward with a lot of Mardi Gras parades going on, day parades, evening parades. It's that time of the year. We're going to see a high of 64 tomorrow, only 67 on Sunday, and then back to the low 70s on Monday. The nights will be a little chilly at times, especially Saturday night. Just some things to prepare for there. Coming up on Fox 10 News, we're going to have more on our 7-day forecast and may start to see some showers next week. So we'll look at that important outlook.
Well, the Mardi Gras fun continues into your weekend tomorrow at 1. The Mobile Mystics, Mobile Mystical Revelers, and Mobile Mystical Friends will parade through downtown Mobile on Route A. And then tomorrow night, the Maids of Mirth will hit the streets of downtown Mobile at 6:30. They're going to be on Route G. Then after that, the Order of Butterfly Maidens and Crew of Merry Mates will parade on Route A. In Baldwin County, you've got the Knights of Echo Rouge. They're going to parade through downtown at 6:30. And Sunday night in downtown Mobile, Neptune's Daughters and Order of Isis will parade at 6:30. Both parades are going to be on Route A. For gold and purple no parking signs, parking restrictions are in effect 2 hours before, during, and after every parade. Even though extra parking has been added along Spring Hill between North Broad and North Washington in recent weeks, remember this is a no parking area. Violators will be towed. Towed vehicles go to the temporary impound lot under the I-10 overpass. That's on Water Street. It closes at 10 p.m. every night. And when it closes, towed vehicles will be moved to the permanent impound lot on Virginia Street. So don't let your car get towed. Park where you are supposed to. Well, if you can't make it to all the action, Fox 10 has you covered. We're going to be streaming the parades on our Fox 10 Gulfstream app at the top of the hour. I showed you how to download it if you haven't done so already. You can download on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV. And that's going to continue all the way up until the big shebang on Fat Tuesday. Some portable steamers sold on Amazon are now being recalled following reports of burn injuries. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission reports nearly 200,000 steamers have been recalled after being likely linked to burn injuries. The agency says the callback includes Pure Steam's Elite Travel Steamers and Mighty Little Steamers, which were sold on the company's website as well as online at Walmart and Amazon from December of 2020 to April of 2025. The agency reports more than 400 incidents of water ejecting from both recalled products, with more than 50 reports of burn injuries. Consumers are urged to stop using them and submit a recall request on Pure Steam's website. The price of Bitcoin is in a sharp slump. The New York Times reports it's raising concerns of a crypto winter. The low is almost half the price at Bitcoin's peak. It's also below the cost when President Donald Trump was elected in 2024. He's a powerful supporter of cryptocurrency who's been promising to boost it. Ether and Solana also report declines this week, and the Gemini exchange says it's laying off staff. Some experts say crypto trades like tech stocks and those have been turning down as of late. Well, a new year brings new consumer laws in several states, from making it easier to fix the devices you own to cracking down on junk fees to new privacy tools. In today's Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Carice Jackman breaks down a few changes and why they could matter even if you don't live in those states.
When Congress stalls, some states move first, testing new ideas that can eventually spread. Emily Rush with the Public Interest Network says that's exactly what we're seeing with a wave of consumer-related laws.
States are known as the laboratories of democracy, so they're often places too that inspire Congress to do something as well.
One example, right to repair. Newer expanded laws in states like Washington, Nevada, Oregon, and Colorado aim to give owners and independent repair shops better access to things like parts, tools, and repair information, so you're not forced into one expensive option.
So right to repair seeks to restore repair access to all of us, so that once you buy something, you truly own it, rather than having the manufacturer still having a say in how you take care of it and what you do with it.
Another change is targeting junk fees.
So you aren't going through a transaction and then you get to the end to actually pay and you're like, wait, what? I thought this was going to be $100 and it's actually $130. No more of that. We want to see all those fees up front.
And in California, there's a new privacy tool aimed at data brokers, companies that collect and sell personal information. The state's new Delete Request and Opt-out platform, or DROP, lets residents submit one request through a single site. Rush says even if these specific laws aren't in your state, they can set a pattern and put pressure on other states and even Congress to follow. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
The Food and Drug Administration has relaxed requirements on what counts as added colors in food and drinks. An announcement from the FDA says companies may now advertise products to have no artificial colors as long as they do not have any petroleum-based dyes. Previous guidelines required companies to include the label even if the added colors came from natural sources like beetroot. The new policy is said to promote the use of alternatives to synthetic dyes in food and drink products. While the FDA has said synthetic dyes pose, quote, real measurable dangers to children's health, some food coloring experts say natural dyes may not be much safer. The recent change is expected to make it easier for companies to sell to consumers who try to avoid products with added color labels. A new published study finds out how well a cancer treatment works may depend on the time of day it's given to patients. Researchers gathered more than 200 people who had the same kind of lung cancer and put them on the same type of treatments to fire up their immune systems. The only difference was half of the group got their medications earlier in the day. The other half got them later. The surprise finding was that the time of day actually made a difference. Patients who got their first rounds of treatment before 3 p.m. had, on average, about 5 more months before their cancers grew and spread. And they lived almost a year longer than those who got their treatments later in the day. They also had better odds of being alive at the end of the 2-year study. The researchers say they don't know yet why the time of day is impactful. We'll get ready to spring into action. A local tradition is bringing fluffy new arrivals to the St. Elmo community. Find out why people are lining up early for breakfast with the babies next.
We are streaming them here to you on the Fox 10 Gulf stream.
The home of Mardi Gras coverage, Fox.
It is a big day for the St. Elmo community. A local business hosting its annual Breakfast with the Babies event, as they call it, celebrating the first batch of chicks for the season. Fox 10's Stephen Moody has this Feel Good Friday story for us.
It was the perfect way to start this weekend here at St. Elmo Feed and Seed as they carried on with their local tradition, the first day where chicks are available. It's so popular, people line up early to make sure that they're able to get what they need.
The day that the chicks come, we consider that spring has started, and that is our busiest season of the year. So the chicks bring in the spring, and we sell hundreds of chicks every Friday. We will sell thousands by the time our season ends. Easter eggers, I've got...
They have a number of different chick breeds available, like Easter eggers, Rhode Island Reds, and Gold Stars. But that's not all. They'll have different breeds throughout the season, and the customers are always excited.
The first customers are, oh, they're so cute. We get that every year, especially when they see the number of chicks in here and they see the little fluffy chicks. We get such a great response, and it's so nice to see first-timers and, of course, children. We'll have a lot of children that come in, and it's so fun to see their reaction to the baby chicks.
That includes the very excited reaction of this family.
Well, she is overly excited, obviously. She is the chicken queen at the house. She's always a big help, and we wanted to get a little bit more of a variety. Nice to have such a big feed store so close.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
All right, let's take a look at the region, and this is really a beautiful sight here behind me. This is a satellite radar picture, and it looks like a blank map. It doesn't look like there's really anything going on. It almost looks like the map is broken, so you kind of look up behind the banner and you can see, okay, yeah, some people are seeing clouds somewhere, but it is a clear sky situation here on this Friday afternoon. And our temperatures are really good right now. We're in the low 70s. It's really the only concern for the weekend. We are going to see a little bit of a dip with those temperatures as we go into tomorrow morning and through the day on Saturday. It's just a little brief cool down, but no rain with it. Down to about 43 by early tomorrow morning in Mobile. We've got Pensacola at 44. We'll have a few 30s in the inland spots, but I'm not expecting much frost tonight. Tomorrow night will probably be frosty again. It's still February, and you get these days like today and you think, okay, well, maybe it's spring now, but not quite. But we do see a nice trend in the forecast. Tomorrow, we've got a bunch of Mardi Gras parades, and it looks like everything's going to work out okay for anything you may have planned, although it will be cool. High around 62 to 3 degrees tomorrow afternoon. And so for our day parades, it will be a bit chilly, but should be fine. Maids of Mirth, no problems, as well as an order of Butterfly Maidens at 6:30 and the Merry Mates. And so what's going to happen is we're going to see a little brief cool down. That'll happen tomorrow, and then it'll get warm again. And next week, we should be consistently in the 70s. Our only concern would be maybe we'll see a few light showers or some scattered rain showers in the picture. So here's our extended forecast. Sunny this weekend. The days look fine, but we do have kind of a cold night Saturday night. We'll be down to 35. Back to milder days and nights next week, maybe a little patchy fog in the mornings. And we have the potential for some isolated to widely scattered showers next week. We're just going to have to continue to watch this. There's been some disagreement with the computer models, and it doesn't look like a certain rain chance really any of those days. And even Friday, you know, partly cloudy. You've got the GFS model that's dry, but the European is showing thunderstorms on Friday. So we're just going to have to continue to fine tune next week. But in the meantime, it looks like we're going to have a great weekend, and temperatures will be comfortable next week. There's no doubt about that.
Love having some good weather for our weekend and lots of parades to go around, so that's perfect. Thank you, Jason. It's almost time for Animal Planet's annual Puppy Bowl. Team Rough will take on Team Fluff. This year's K9 sports event on Super Bowl Sunday will look a little different. For the first time, there will be 15 pups with special needs. And a special exhibition game will spotlight senior dogs available for adoption. Team Oldies versus Team Goldies. In total, the Puppy Bowl will highlight 150 dogs from more than 70 shelters. For more information on the participating pups, you can visit puppybowl.com.
All right, things are looking pretty good on the roadways because of the nice weather that we're seeing. But with Mardi Gras parades coming up here this evening, we're likely going to see some delays in both Mobile and Daphne. So let's check it out. Right now, already starting to see some slowdowns on Government Street and downtown as we're getting closer to the parade route there. We're going to really start seeing some issues soon. Eastbound on I-10 a little bit slow, but it is moving. Westbound looks fine. Over to Daphne, and we're getting ready for some Mardi Gras fun in Daphne, but no problems along Highway 98. And then finally over to Pensacola. Quick check. Everything looks pretty good. There is one accident in town, but the interstates are clear. I'll have another update on traffic as we get into the 5 o'clock hour.
Well, in honor of American Heart Month, today is the day to wear red. And take a look at these pictures on your screen. Our Fox 10 crew took part in the tradition. This day is in support of cardiovascular health, and you can also take part in American Heart Month by sharing information and resources and donating as well to support research and education. Today is the day, of course, again, to wear red. I have red on my shoes. I know my dress is not red, but take a look at all of our good-looking crew who have on their red and showing their support. We love to do this every year. And so many reasons why we wear red: for our family members that have suffered heart attacks, had open heart surgeries, and everywhere in between. Heart health is so important. So thank you to everyone for wearing red, and thank you to those heart warriors out there as well. Well, one school is gearing up for the big game. Find out which team students and staff are picking to win and why they're getting hyped up for some friendly rivalry.
Simple, stress-free, and rewarding, so you can focus on what matters most: a better night's sleep.
All right, with just 2 days until kickoff, football fans of all ages are tackling the excitement head on. The Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots face off Sunday in the NFL Championship. Brian Sullivan takes us inside a tailgate at a Maine elementary school.
We've done this traditionally when the Patriots make the Super Bowl, and we're so excited that they're back in it. We've got the Ramondre run, the Stefan Diggs diving catch. We've got the Drake May target practice.
Win.
Patriots.
What's the score going to be?
21-14.
What's the demographic of Seahawks fans amongst the population?
Well, we have a few Seahawks posters on the wall, but I would say probably out of our 160 kids, maybe 5.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Seahawks.
What's the score going to be?
20-17.
My favorite team is Patriots.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Patriots.
What's the score going to be?
17-11.
All these people that always want to talk about Drake May, do you think he's overrated?
Yeah. I mean, he brought last year. They were only like 3-14. I don't think they should be. I don't think he's. I think he's a little overrated.
Who's the best player on the Patriots?
Drake May.
It's an important thing to do here at the school.
Well, anything we can do to create atmosphere and camaraderie among our students, we like to do. It's the middle of the winter. It's a good time to get a little bit hyped and get the kids energetic and just work together to have a lot of fun.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Hopefully this is just a drop in the bucket, just a first step in making good on that promise.
Now at 5, a major funding announcement for the Africatown community, what it's being used for. And the man convicted for capital murder in Mobile receives a sentencing, what the judge is saying.
Eastern Shore is next to kick off this year's Mardi Gras season. I'm Lenise Lagan live in Daphne. What you want to know about tonight's parades coming up.
What a great weather day today across our area. It does get a little chilly at times this weekend. We'll get you ready for that, and I'll have your long-range forecast.
And And welcome into Fox 10 News at 5. I'm Cameron Taylor. Tonight we start with a disturbing story out of Escambia County, Florida. Deputies arrested a woman in the death of her 5-year-old son. Our Shelby Myers in the studio now. And Shelby, you're finding out Jalinda Smith has a history of child neglect.
Yeah, she does, Cameron. Court documents right here that I obtained from Florida show Jalinda Smith left her 18-month-old son in their apartment for about 2 hours. That was 4 years ago. Today, she's under arrest in the death of that same little boy. Deputies have not yet announced what charges she'll face. I'm told right now they are still interviewing her as we speak. Deputies arrested Smith a little more than 3 hours ago now. Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons posted on social media around 1 p.m. that they were looking for Smith. Deputies say they found her quickly. Sheriff Simmons says the boy's body was found in a trash bag dumped on Lillian Highway near the water.
We got a call from Jalinda Smith's sister, and her sister shared some concerns about her 5-year-old nephew. At 10:14, unfortunately, we found the body of the 5-year-old victim in a bag off of Lillian Highway. At 1:50, again, glad to report that we did arrest Jalinda Smith.
Again, court documents show this isn't Smith's first run-in with the law. In 2022, she was charged with child neglect. And according to the court records, a maintenance man was inspecting Smith's apartment when he found a baby in his own crib in a soiled diaper. The officer reported that Smith had left her young son alone when she went out to the store for about 2 hours. Now, that charge was dropped against Smith because she completed a court-recommended pre-trial intervention parental skills course. That is her mugshot from 2022. Sheriff Simmons says right now they are again questioning her on these new charges and still waiting on the medical examiner's office to determine the cause of death. And of course, we will let you know then what she will be charged with. In the studio, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.
And if you can't make it, Fox 10 has you covered. We'll be streaming the parades on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app, which you can download on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV. That will continue all the way up until Fat Tuesday.
All right, Cameron, so if you are at home and maybe you're not sure how to download the Gulfstream app, let me show you. It is so easy. I've got a Roku remote and it's hooked up to our TV right here. I'm going to show you. You're going to scroll down until you find this search right there. Click on that. You can either manually type it in or you can just use the voice box right here and say Gulfstream. There we go. It pulls it up. Of course, we already have it downloaded. This is our TV. We are using this Gulfstream every single day. But if you haven't downloaded it yet, it'll pull it up. You'll click on it and you'll download it right now. I'm going to just open the app again since we already have it. And we're going to take a look at all that it has to offer. All right, so this right here, you see Lenise and Lee, we are live on air. You are watching it a little bit delayed, so if you want to go watch us live here, you can. You can also scroll over and watch former newscasts. I actually use that tool a lot, so I am here working during the 4, during the 5. Sometimes I go home, I use my Gulfstream on my Roku, and I watch those episodes back. Also, you can check out what else we have to offer. Your forecast now with our Storm Tracker team. There's a whole tabs here at the bottom of your screen as well. Now they're at the top, and you can kind of sift through those and see what's going on. We've got a Mardi Gras tab, so you can stay up with everything Mardi Gras through this tab right here. Again, you can watch all of our parades live as they're happening if you can't make it. This is just such a great resource. There's Mardi Gras News, Mardi Gras Rewind, Carnival Museum, all the fun things, and much, much more. You need this. Download the Gulfstream, whether it's Apple TV, your Roku, whatever smart TV you have, and take advantage.